everybody. So today I am going to make the eggless version of your chocolate chip cookies. Who requires an introduction to chocolate chip cookies? Everybody loves them because they have the most famous ingredient and the most favorite ingredient, that is the chocolate chips inside. So today we're going to make those. There's a small history behind the chocolate chip cookies. Now there was this woman called as Ruth Bakefield who used to run this bakery called a storehouse. They say that accidentally the batter it fell on the chocolate chip, and because it was a very last moment thing and they were in a lot of hurry and they had to quickly present, that's the reason they just presented it just like that. This is what there's a history behind it. So this is how it became famous also. Later on it became so famous that it was a to-go cookie for all the Americans. It was so famous over there. Later, Nestle also found out this, and Nestle had actually got it printed. The same recipe got printed on all the chocolate chip packets which was sold by Nestle. So that is how the recipe became more and more famous in every household in America.
So the ingredients for your chocolate chip cookies are margarine. Now here I am using margarine, but if you want to use butter, you can use butter also. Okay, but in that case you have to make sure that the liquid content is less. So your liquid content, for example, I am going to put milk inside it. So your milk will be less in that case. So you have to be very careful about that part. You don't want to make the batter too soft, so that because you have to make sure that you are able to roll it properly. If it is too soft, it would be difficult for you to manage it. Then is your refined flour, your powdered sugar, chocolate chip, milk, baking powder, and your vanilla essence. Always we always keep a duster underneath, so we're giving nice base so this will not move, and your vessel will go on top of this. Again, this vessel need not be only glass. Okay, you can also keep any steel vessel also. Just make sure it has a proper base so you can do the proper creaming. As I told you before also, here I am using margarine. But if you want to use, butter, you can always use butter. In butter, you have to be very careful. I will suggest you to work in AC when you are working with butter. Okay. What I am doing is I am softening over here. Okay. So with the butter, make sure temperatures are maintained, because otherwise your butter will go soft very quickly. Now what I am going to do is this is the same creaming method what we are following. So the melting point also we have done the same. So the base, the basic idea about creaming method is same for all of it, for the cakes, for the cookies, for all of it. So I am going to, this is my powdered sugar. I am going to, just put my powdered sugar here. Now I am going to divide this into 3 parts. So just put part by part. It's easier to mix the sugar, just mix this together like this. Don't tilt your bowl now, tilt the bowl later. Okay, now you can just tilt it like this, hold this like this, hold this like this, hold this like this, and you just start creaming. Hold your finger here and you keep on creaming. Okay. Continue. Now I will keep on creaming it. Just make sure you always put everything in the middle, the base here, and you start creaming it again. So now I have creamed this for a couple of minutes. Now I am putting my next part of sugar here. As I said, there is no compulsion that you have to put only this many parts. You can put 2, 3, whatever your convenience is, according to how easy it is for you to mix it. and then just start again creaming. Don't tilt in the initial stage. Again, the same thing I'm telling you, because otherwise all the sugar will drop outside. We don't want that to happen. And then just continue creaming like this. Just tilt it again and then keep on creaming. Okay. See, now I have been mixing this for a couple of minutes. Can you see this has become nice and fluffy? You can see the texture, you know, it has become more fluffy because I'm incorporating air inside it. Now I'm going to put milk inside this. So initially I'm going to put only 15 ml of milk. If I think that I need more, then only I'm going to put later when mixing I will put more this thing in it. Another thing is your vanilla essence, because that's the flavor, so I'm putting vanilla essence here and just start mixing this. Now obviously this is not going to get mixed properly because milk is, again, it has some water content inside it. So I am going to put my dry ingredients. This is my flour, this goes here. Then 1/4 teaspoon of your baking powder. Take flat teaspoon like this and just put it here. Always mix this. And then start mixing it. Okay, sieve it. The moment all your flour goes inside it, your wooden spoon will come out. Okay, because I'm not going to apply too much of pressure here. I have taken a lot of effort to make sure the air was incorporated inside it. So now I will just go down like this and then cut and fold. Okay, just cut and go down, cut and fold, cut and fold. Okay, continue doing this till all the mixture is nicely mixed. I think this will require more milk, so I am putting more 50 ml of milk here. Okay. So now your dough is done. Okay. One more thing what you can do is, if you think Baba this dough has become too soft, now you can keep this in the fridge for some time. It will solidify a little bit. Don't keep it for a longer time. Okay, now otherwise it will become too hard for you to work with. So just a little time and then you can use it. What I'm going to do is, I want to incorporate the chocolate chip inside it. Okay, so first I'll dust a little flour here. Just put it over here like this. Just take it on your hand and just roll this. I am not incorporating the flour, I'm just rolling this flour on this. Okay, can you see like this? So that it doesn't stick. Can you see here? It has started sticking a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little more flour. Don't put too much of flour also. It's very important that you don't put too much of flour, otherwise your this thing will become very dry, your dough, and you don't want that to happen. So again it started sticking, so I'll just put little. Now I'm also going to put the chocolate chips. First roll I will like this here, and now I know that I am going to turn this here, so I am putting the other part. So all the sides basically the chocolate chip will be. That is what my basic idea is. Like this. And wherever you think Baba इसमें ज़्यादा chocolate chip आ गया है, you can always remove and put it a little on that side. So like see, on the corners there is less. I can feel it. Always happens that on the corners there is less. So I just and then I will just cut this. I'm going to cut this into 20 portions. The same thing what we did for melting movements, half and half. Again half of this. One portion and then half. Okay. Again one portion. Approximately I know how much it should be, and again half. Now this has started sticking a little bit. So if it is sticking in your case a lot, then you can always put little flour. Just start rounding this like this. Don't apply too much of pressure. It is going to make your cookie very soggy, and it will start sticking to your hand. Before that, this is your tray. I am going to grease this with the fat. So you can use vegetable fat. At home, if you don't have vegetable fat, you can also use oil. But over here, we always use only vegetable fat. Okay. Just keeping everything ready here. Now this, I had told you last time also that if you want actual even shapes, or one thing is either you cut it like this, because I know from this recipe I'm going to get this many, or you can always weigh them also, but weighing becomes too much of work. So weighing is not a very popular opinion, but there are people who do weigh, but for the smaller cooking, mostly it's more of, practice. You will understand. Now see, most of them look very similar to each other. This is because we are doing this for really long time. So we have got a knack of it. Baba, itna hi hona chahiye, itna hi portion hona chahiye. If it is too sticking, just take little flour. See, very little flour. Very little flour. Don't take too much of that also. Keep rounding this. Keep enough of space, because it's very, very important, because this is going to spread. Once it goes into the oven, the margarine is going to start melting. Okay, and then it is going to spread. When you're actually rolling this, now you can feel, ये portion थोड़ा बड़ा है. Like when I rolled this one, I knew that this was a little smaller in comparison to the other one. So you actually feel कि अब ये थोड़ा छोटा है, थोड़ा बड़ा. Even this one was smaller. So this will come with practice. Yes. Again, if you feel कि यहाँ पे कहीं पे भी थोड़ा सा कम chocolate chip है, you can always put it from the top. Just make sure it has to go inside. It shouldn't be on the top. Now this one was small and this one was a little big. So you will do is, or this one is a little big. So I'll just remove this a little portion and now this up and put this here. So like this, a little change you can always do. Okay, this is also a little big. Okay, okay. Now this will go for baking at 150 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes.